Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I've been behind the wheel of the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq, a luxury all-electric midsize SUV competing against the likes of the BMW iX, the Genesis GV70 electrified, and the Tesla Model X. While I take you for a walk around, I will be comparing the vehicles, and most importantly, I take the Cadillac Lyriq out for a real-world test drive, and I'm going to tell you all about my range, charge times, and how much money I spent. Now do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because this review starts right now. For 2024, Cadillac has introduced a more simplified Lyriq trim lineup, updated estimated ranges for both the rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive models, and has introduced a new darkened chrome trim with a refreshed grille on the top trim Sport model. This Cadillac Lyriq Luxury Level 3 with all-wheel drive model you're looking at includes the Celeste metallic paint, slimline LED headlights up front, 22-inch alloy wheels, and illuminated rear spoiler. MSRP pricing for this Lyriq Luxury Level 3 all-wheel drive model begins at just over $88,300 Canadian or just over $63,700 US before options or taxes or EV tax incentives are applied. Pricing aside, this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Luxury Level 3 all-wheel drive is going to produce 500 electric horsepower with 450 pound-feet of torque and looks like this off the line when in sport mode. Sport mode activated. Now, let's go. Off-the-line performance is super impressive, especially considering that this vehicle weighs just over 5,500 pounds. Now, FYI, in order to achieve good fuel efficiency, you have to make sure that after you're done having fun in sport mode, you go back into your infotainment system and actually activate tour mode. Now, if you're still on the fence between the rear-wheel drive Cadillac Lyriq and the all-wheel drive, just know that there's a 7-mile or 11-kilometer difference between the two and upwards of $4,000 depending on which options you go with or which trim level. Now that aside, anytime I'm reviewing an EV vehicle, I take it out for my 90-minute test drive. And why 90 minutes? Because the average working adult, we spend up to 90 minutes in our vehicles daily, and that includes sitting in traffic, driving on urban roads, and on the highway. So I took this Cadillac Lyriq out for my 90-minute test drive, and this is what happened. When I began my test drive, the digital driver cluster illustrated a total distance of 494 kilometers or 307 miles, which is exactly what Cadillac advertises for the Lyriq all-wheel drive model. With tour mode activated and with a cabin temperature set to 21 degrees Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit and level 3 strength, I was able to average 4.2 kilometers per kilowatt hour or 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour over 90 minutes, which isn't as good as what Cadillac estimates. I drove for a total distance of 137 kilometers or 85 miles. I used 22% of my usable 102 kilowatt hour Ultium battery pack, and I activated one pedal driving only when in stop and go traffic or while driving through the suburbs. When I was coasting on the highway, I deactivated on-demand braking regeneration and one-pedal driving features because the Lyriq rolls better without the added resistance. As for charging with Cadillac's standard onboard 11.5 kilowatt charging module, using a level 2 7.2 kilowatt public charging tower with a 5 kilowatt hour output, it took 4 hours and 5 minutes to charge back up to full, and it cost me $14.65 Canadian or $10.61 US. FYI, the Lyriq does offer DC fast charging capabilities. However, as I shared on my Instagram page, my local fast charging tower was once again out of order. The Genesis GV70 electrified and the Tesla Model X both offer a front trunk, whereas this Cadillac Lyriq and the BMW iX do not. If you look down in the description below, I will provide you with comparisons. Now, when it comes to cargo space in this Cadillac Lyriq, with the seats down in their 60-40 split configuration, you receive 1,722 liters or 60.8 cubic feet of space. With the seats up, you receive 793 liters or 28 cubic feet of space. Other features include a cargo cover, one 12-volt port on the left side, and under the trunk floor, you'll find a storage space for your charging cable. As for towing, your Lyriq all-wheel drive model will be able to tow up to 3,500 pounds. And with this luxury level 3 model, you gain a hands-free kick to open or close power liftgate. Just like the BMW iX I reviewed, this Cadillac Lyriq also offers an optional panoramic sunroof. It's absolutely huge. I love it. It also has a power operated cover and it's adjustable. So if the people in the back just want to sleep, you could actually cover it halfway. So I love that feature, super convenient. Now in this luxury trim, these outer positions are actually heated. The person stuck sitting in the middle does not receive any heating, and you lose a lot of leg space because the front center console protrudes all the way back here. Now these seats are also fixed, meaning they do not slide forwards or backwards. They fold, as I've shown you, and they have a nice recline as well. I'm not going to complain about storage back here. You have pockets behind both front seats. Side door storage is really good too. I also love the fact that you have your own individual climate panel back here, and connectivity is really, really good. So you receive 2 USB-C ports, but also one traditional 3-prong outlet. So I've said it a few times, but just a reminder, this is the Cadillac Lyriq Luxury Level 3, and this interior is called the Sky Cold Gray. So if you like what you see, make sure you're speaking to your Cadillac specialist about it. Now, here are some of the highlights for me. So number one, remote starter located on your key fob. This will help you to preheat or cool your cabin in advance. Then I love the fact that the rear view mirror is reversible. This feature is so beneficial if you tow. Then the storage. The storage is really, really impressive up here, and I love all the open space. You have a little storage department there. And then if you need to open up your glove box, you actually have to push the button located on your infotainment system, and then you have to manually shut it. Then these seats are both power operated, heated, ventilated, offer massage comfort. They're really, really comfortable. Then the steering wheel is also heated and power operated. On the left-hand side, you're going to find your adaptive cruise control functions. You also have the option for Super Cruise. Then behind the steering wheel, this is where you're going to find your on-demand braking regen. Over on the right-hand side, you'll find your voice command, your Bluetooth, and your shortcut buttons for your audio sound system. This has an AKG audio sound system. It's amazing. If you need to make any adjustments to your radio or your Sirius XM, use the button over here and it will actually illustrate it on your digital driver cluster in the center. Then speaking about your 33-inch curved display, I'll start all the way to the left. So you could actually customize what's going on over here, and then you have additional functions underneath. So the screen actually changes 3 different ways. I've already mentioned that the center is also customizable, and as you're playing with these functions, your gauge, your energy, your assist, etc., it's going to be changing on your center of your digital driver cluster. Then moving all the way to the right in your infotainment system, easy to use. If you want to minimize all your fingerprints because it can get pretty messy, well then you can use your shortcut knob down here and the buttons. This also comes equipped with Google built in, so Google Maps with navigation, obviously. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are both wireless. Then here are some of my go-tos. So definitely always push the home screen and then give it a scroll and look. You have to change your driving modes. So remember, if you want to be efficient, make sure you're activating tour mode, but you also have sport, like I've demonstrated, snow, ice, and then my mode, which you can customize. If you want your one pedal driving, it's just a simple button on your infotainment system screen. You can change it by putting it to off, on, or high. If you want better rolling resistance, I highly recommend shutting it off. Then through here too, again, going back to the home screen, you can change your ambient lighting, which is just a nice added touch. I love the fact that you have Wi-Fi hotspotting as well and Amazon Alexa. Make sure you go through your settings icon and adjust your vehicle settings, because you can Turn your or activate your hands-free power liftgate from here. Also customize all your driver assisted technology because you receive a lot. And what's really, really cool too, and I love this feature, is your seat actually vibrates. So if you're about to collide, whether it's front or back, it will vibrate. So I really, really like that. Additional connectivity in this luxury level 3 trim, you receive a mobile charge pad. You have USB-C ports spread out. Then inside your front center armrest, you'll find one USB-C port and one 12-volt port. Now let's hit the road so I can tell you more about my driving impressions and then visibility this week and noise cabin quality. 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Luxury Level 3 all-wheel drive final impressions. And I'm going to start with the exterior, although I always say looks are subjective. So personally, if I was choosing in between the BMW iX and this Lyriq, I'd say I like the exterior looks of them the same. Then it's just going to come down to pricing, options, and of course insurance. But when it comes to drive, there's a big difference. So I would definitely choose the BMW iX over this Cadillac Lyriq just because I didn't have the air suspension on this one. And I think the air suspension would make a huge difference. With this particular model and the 22-inch wheels, you feel everything. And I want my midsize SUV to be like floaty and super comfortable. Also with the drive, when you are doing a more spirited drive, especially on those on and off ramps, I feel as though there's a lot of steering input and it's not as well balanced as say like the Genesis GV70 electrified or the BMW iX. This has a lot more steering input. I also feel like it's really interesting, like there shouldn't be an understeer, oversteer. It should just be really, really balanced with an EV. And I didn't feel like that in this. However, knowing that the customer for this vehicle isn't going to be driving like a former race car driver or a karter like myself, I mean, they probably wouldn't necessarily notice that, but I do. Now, when it comes to comfort, love it, especially up front. These seats are super comfortable. You have everything you want and more, right? You have the ventilated seats, heated seats, massage comfort, really, really good. But the rear seat, you do lose some space if you're taller and you get stuck sitting in the middle. So I don't like that. Also, if you are really, really picky about cargo space, then make sure you look down in the description because the side-by-side comparisons that it provides you, it is different whether the seats are up or down. Now, more about that drive. Visibility, good out the front and this side. However, you have a blind spot out this B pillar when you're looking to the left. I don't. I'm 5'3", so I can see through this little crack, but my producing partner, who's just shy of 5'11", he has a blind spot. And then the same over there by that C pillar in that little window, it's vertical, which is just kind of weird. So you do have a blind spot, but I mean, you have all the driver assisted technology you're gonna want and more in this, right? So you have your adaptive cruise control, you have your braking assist, you have your blind spot monitoring, you have your steering assist, you have a great 3D camera, great resolution, and rear cross traffic alert. So make sure you're taking advantage of those driver assisted technology. And then don't forget, Super Cruise is actually an option. Now, one feature that needs to be improved slightly is just noise cabin quality. I feel as though the Genesis GV70 electrified and the BMW iX has a slightly quieter cabin, but I think it's because this has the 22-inch wheels. But guys, all that aside, do me a favor, look down in the description below. I try to make your purchasing experience easier for you. And while you're down there, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Thanks for watching.